When you open TikTok, what do you see? Something like this? Instagram, YouTube. Wherever you go online, there's no escaping AI. With the heavy push of AI over the past few years, countless of videos, articles and comments have been made raising all kinds of concerns. It feels like everybody shares this feeling of doom. So why is nothing changing for the better? Why do we all just accept that AI will be our future? There exists this fear, this doom scenario of AI becoming sentient, humanity losing all control over it and being sentenced to living under artificial control for eternity. It's insane and unrealistic, at least for now. AI can only mimic what humans do. It can't think for itself. Everything it does is a result of its programming done by a human. Humans do have control over AI, and it will stay that way. But that doesn't mean AI is harmless or even good. It's not. We don't have to look to the future to understand the disaster that is AI. We can already see so many negative consequences of AI in our modern society. There are the obvious fears, like how AI harms the environment, how its data is stolen from artists without their permission or in unethical ways. There's the affirmation bias, where chatbots like ChatGPT are programmed to affirm your thoughts, and there's people's jobs being replaced with AI, which will only benefit the ultra-rich. But we can also see how it strips us from our humanity, our sense of self. Take art for example. Art has historically been a way for people to find meaning in life. Art is both deeply personal and fundamentally social, the one thing that really proves our humanness. What happens when we take such things and outsource it to AI, like we see so many people try? What happens when we can't tell if something so instrumental to our human existence is even made by a human? Many people share this fear. I've encountered this comment multiple times. I want AI to do my laundry and dishes, so that I can do art and writing. Not for AI to do my art and writing, so that I can do my laundry and dishes. People don't want their art made by AI. These are just some of the many drawbacks of AI. Countless of words have been dedicated talking about the cons of AI, and we're still finding more. So, given the problems with AI and the fact that humans still control it, one obvious question arises. Why is no one doing anything? Why are we all just watching as spectators, commenting on how society is doomed, reminiscing about simpler times? And when we start standing up against AI, how should we approach that? There are three main actors in the production and consumption of AI. The companies, the content creator, or also called the distributors, and the consumer. I think anyone can immediately tell that the change won't be coming from the companies themselves. As long as AI will be profitable, there will always be companies capitalizing off of it. The distributors face the same temptation. The seemingly easiest way for someone to reach an audience nowadays is just to mass produce AI brainrot using lazy prompts copied from random gurus on Twitter, promising tens of millions of views. Of course, gurus have always existed. But using AI for content is now genuinely the easiest way to get views. And in a world where there are no standards, no rules for releasing content to the public, there will always be people falling for the temptation. Shamelessly or shamefully for that matter, producing slop without any societal value. So then we as individuals should just stop watching it, right? Well, obviously we should, but most people won't. Think of your uncle or your grandpa showing you clips that are clearly AI. For now, it's mostly older people that grew up without the internet. But as AI keeps developing, we too won't be able to tell the difference between real and fake. And also, who are we to do anything? The elites will just keep pushing AI, if we want it or not. AI is the logical conclusion of the technological advancements that we have been anticipating forever, isn't it? I believe this is part of the larger societal problem that we're facing in the modern world. We feel helpless, even the youth. Especially the youth, naturally rebellious, historically responsible for revolutions, is paralyzed. Yes, we do actively voice our opinions online, demonstrate for and against all kinds of causes, but what does it amount to? What are we actually achieving? Is all we say just empty words? Maybe it is. In his lecture on German philosopher Herbert Marcuse's One-Dimensional Man, Rick Roderick speaks on the state of the youth.
And I've read about many historical periods, but not one in which you can talk to young people the way you can at the college level today and find out that they believe nothing, want nothing, hope nothing. Expect nothing. Dream nothing. Desire nothing. Push them far enough and they'll say, yeah, I got to get a job. Spend a lot of money at Duke. That's not what I'm talking about here. They hope nothing. Expect nothing. Dream nothing. Desire nothing.
Technological and bureaucratic systems create the illusion of freedom through choice and variety, while actually encouraging a type of thinking that accepts the world as it is, instead of imagining how it could be better. Another problem that arises with technological, rational societies is their complexity, which suppresses any radical thought. How often have you heard people talk about not wanting to voice their opinion of something because of its complexity? With this complexity comes cynicism, where people recognize problems but still participate in the system because they see no viable alternative. Consumerism itself serves as a pacifier too. People allow companies to push law because protesting just seems too exhausting, thus creating a negative spiral. There's an important side note I have to make though. AI has only just recently started its extraordinary rise, and so we as a people haven't really gotten the chance yet to adequately react. We can push back and make a difference, and we should. MrBeast recently launched an AI thumbnail generator, promising it will create viral thumbnails by literally copying any YouTuber you want. It not only sucks, it's also blatant stealing. He is now capitalizing on the very thing he called out in the past. But after severe backlash from his audience and other creators, most notably Jacksepticeye, he deleted his ad from his socials. It's not much, but at least it shows we can somewhat control the pace of the AI slopification of the internet. Nevertheless, MrBeast of course could have seen this coming from a mile away. And there's a reason a businessman like him will still shill his tool for $80 a month. It just makes a fuck ton of money.